So, for the people who are still believing in the evidence by Jason Animates about Dan and Darren, well, I'm gonna tell you right now that the evidence that you've seen before is actually false. The one that caused Dan's friends to cut ties with him, like Matt Crowley and Kenzie Becklin, the one that they've always called them out for, the reason why he's getting attacked, yeah, that's fake. And Dan is right. In an LWNB stream before Mirabel Wyland cut ties with Dan, he actually said they were fake. And I was like, I wonder why. And then a few years later, I finally have a reason for why they're fake. And here are my reasons why. There are actually reasons, as to why they're fake, alright? And I have 3 reasons why. First of all, the grammar does not match up with how Dan talks. Sorry, my Empress just walked past me. Anyway, Dan actually has this like weird grammar thing where he just does not talk right. Not actually not talk right, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's him. In the screenshots, however, it doesn't show that at all. Not even one bit of it. Not even one comment. I know someone already viewed the comments, like the chat log, but that was an imposter account, and let me tell you why. In most of the screenshots, he doesn't even talk like Dan in the screenshots. He just talks like a fake version of him. It looks nothing like his grammar at all. Hell, there's even a point in which he doesn't even in which he talks like UTP bot, like says, I hate N-words, blah 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 blah. That's what the screenshots remind me of. And I know for a fact that for how chill Dan is most of the time, he does not talk like that. He's chill, he doesn't use caps like a man-child, except when he's mad. Only sometimes he uses caps, not frequently. And second of all, if these are true, then how come none of the victims even spoke up about their experience? So explain that to me, Jason. If you think that this is true, and if you're saying that this is true, then why are none of the victims in the screenshots even explaining their experience with Dan? Or even speaking out about Dan, to be exact? That just proves my point even more. Because usually in a situation like this, they will just have like a victim speak up about their grooming experiences, like their experience of being groomed, and then people like feel sorry for them. But this time, it does not happen here, because what actually happened is that immediately after they're groomed, they just did not talk about it ever again. And the final reason is the icing on the whole effing cake. Like, what knocked the entire tower over. Jason actually admitted on the Kiwi Farms thread that was going after LMB that he actually fabricated it. He actually admitted to doing it. And here's what Jason Animates said, and I quote, at page 27, like near the end of page 27 of the said Kiwi Farms thread. Why the fuck is this shit still active? Besides, that retro account shouldn't even be trusted. Even I don't know who the fuck that is, but they're still off from my old account for Discord. LOL. Here's another thing I'd like to add on to this thread. I made the videos and I am Jason Animates. However, the videos were mostly fabricated. I'm no model or whatever. These toys make me out to be. I'm an asshole. You guys never did your due diligence, LMAO. You can legit Google dick pic and find the uncensored versions of the dick pics I used. If you're wondering how I faked the videos, it was easy. I used fake accounts with the exact same name, and I just edited the script on discord.gg, the website, to fabricate the entire story. I mostly did it for YouTube views. Just so I did it to rest. Next time, do your own due diligence. Seriously. And immediately after that, he just backtracked on his statement and kept the torture going, and said this at the beginning of page 28. I'll admit to fabricating some evidence, not everything I posted was fake. Sorry, should have worded it better for views. It was a really shitty thing on my part. I'm sorry for it, but the shit with those who came forward is authentic. The worst thing that could happen is if these two came up again. Really, Jason? Fucking really? And that's no different, because I have been to that Kiwi Farms thread, and the people on there are no better than the ones they're exposing. Because despite the fact that Alex said the N-word and they commented on that, they say the N-word too, along with the FA word, and many other slurs. They even went as far as mocking Ronnie McNutt's death too!
Hypocrisy at its finest.
I do not give a shit if I sound like an SJW to you when I say that they're using the FA word. It's still wrong to use it, especially if they're exposing someone. And by the way, if you even think about like cutting ties with Dan and Darren just because of fake evidence, don't fucking dare. I already disproved it, so there's no need to make a big fucking war just because of some fake evidence and you think I'm wrong. And I do not care if It's a Rundown covers this, or Laffy Dude, or NF98 Man-Child Exposure like covers it, because I already know I'm gonna get some backlash for it. And I even already know that someone in the comments is even gonna tell me to shut your BS up with roses at the end. So, with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you see how fake these are, and if you don't, and also, I hope this war ends. But if you do want to say how I'm wrong, you can comment down below. But make sure you don't make this into a war, because we already had a bunch of wars on the internet over false crap. Oh, and here's something I forgot to tell you. The only evidence that's not fake is the time when Darren sent a Ronnie McNutt gift to Jakey Boy Roblox, even though he already feels bad for it. And of course, the evidence against Alex's actions. I'm not saying all of the evidence is fake though, just the one that Jason Animates made. And by the way, I'm completely aware that I kept changing settings in between my video from the living room to some bedroom. It's because people keep coming in the room I'm recording in, so yeah, that's why. I'm not saying all of the evidence is fake though, just the one that Jason Animates made. So, yeah, bye!